Alright, this is going to be a tutorial on how to do Chompworks 1 for SMG 200%. That's going to be this star. This star might seem pretty straightforward, and it's got a bunch of like auto-scroller type sections in it, but it's a lot more complicated than that. Each section actually has some pretty complicated strats, and there's usually multiple ways you can go about doing them. So for this first planet, if you want to do a casual strat, then what you can do is you can go over here. You can kind of go past these platforms, grab this comet medal, and then long jump over here and hit the lever. That's not fast, however. What's faster is running onto this little ramp right here and trying to jump up there directly without taking the comet medal platforms. And also, this platform lowers underneath your weight, so I'm just jumping. The one method you can use to do this is you can long jump off here, spin, and then wall jump and spin up here. That's slightly risky though. I think there's a strat. Okay, I'm actually going to kill this oxygen because he's getting in my way. I believe this is also a strat. Yeah, this ramp is a slippery slope and you can't run up it normally or jump up it. Okay, so yeah, and you can kind of see. I believe you can make that. I'll try it one more time. You would have to triple jump at like the very, very edge though. It's probably too close side. There we go. So, yeah, you can do that. But what is the fastest strat is to get onto this platform and then long jump and run up the very edge of that slope. Because as you can see, when you do that, Mario isn't actually affected by the slope's physics, so you can just jump up it normally. And that just kind of lets you get there. You also use that on Chompworks 2 to get up there quickly. If you're too far to the left, like that, then you kind of want to just run back down the ramp. If you're too far to the right, then you'll probably just die. Yeah, once you get the positioning down, it's not too hard. You can just jump straight up a couple times, and you should get up here. You want to hit this lever right around when a chomp breaks, because that'll give you just enough time to make this cycle. So what you would do if you do this strat is you would go over here. I get over here, backflip, try to get the comet medal. These chomps can sometimes get in your way, so do an extra backflip there if you need to. Then make it over here, and if you do it right, you should be able to get to that platform before that chomp does. Now, optimally, you'll have star bits in your inventory, and you can use them to stun that Octumba on this side, because otherwise that coin will actually get in your way when you're going through the launch star. It just disappeared, so it won't. Also, when you long jump into this, when you jump into this launch star, you actually want to long jump into it, because that will completely prevent a landing animation on the next planet. So then you land on this planet, and you just do some long jumps. This planet's very straightforward. You just do some long jumps. And you can launch up over here. If you want, you can launch up into the lava a little bit earlier. It's lava boost over there. Alright, this planet is actually kind of complicated, even though it doesn't look like it is. So, normally what you would do is you would just long jump over here. You would hit that lever. That would cause this blue flipping platforms to switch to the red ones. However, then that chomp, the first chomp that appears, would break on this chainsaw, on this seesaw, because the seesaw's not lowered. And normally, alright, that doesn't matter. Normally, when you try to like touch the very left edge of the seesaw and then long jump over here, it just goes back up too quickly. And as the chain chomp would not make it onto that. So what you instead want to do is you want to long jump and you want to land on like the very left edge, not the very left edge of the seesaw, but like once you pass onto the left side, you want to long jump off. And there's not a really good visual indicator for this, so you just kind of have to go by feel. This is a strat I would recommend practicing a lot. And you want to long jump off like right around there, because as you'll notice, that will cause the platform to kind of lower a bit slower, and then you can hit the lever. And that gives the chain chomp enough time to make it onto there before the platform's lower. So after that happens, just make sure that once the chain chomp gets onto the seesaw, you spin to get these blue platforms, otherwise it'll break. And then this launch star, it doesn't matter. or whether or not you long jump into it. Alright, so I'm actually going to walk through those first couple planets one more time, because the last planet's very, very straightforward. So I'm going to try to get a good run through of this first planet. There's a lot going on this first planet, so this is another star I would recommend practicing a lot. Especially the first planet and the seesaw planet. Those two planets can get pretty annoying. So again, grab some star bits at the start so you can stun an Chompworks. Doesn't really matter if you get the jump cancel or not. Long jump over here. Run up the very right edge of the slope. You can do a couple jumps to speed yourself up. Break the hit the lever, rise, and change jump break. Long jump over here. Backflip to this common metal. If you get the common metal with the backflip spin, that's fine. But if you don't, you can just do another backflip to it, like I demonstrated earlier. Stun that Chompworks with star bits. And then long jump into the launch star. There's a lot to follow there. And then once you're on this planet, you can immediately start long jumping. Using all of this there can be easier. And then you land on this planet, long jump over to the seesaw, long jump off of it just as you touch the left edge of it, and then hit the lever. The timing for that is kind of lenient. It's not very tight. You have like, I'd say, you have a few frames where it'll work. And afterwards you take this launch star to go to the final planet, and this final planet is just, this is probably the most uninteresting part of this. So you just, it doesn't matter how fast you go here, this first jump is going to break no matter what. So afterwards you just kind of want to head to the seesaw, and you're just going to have to wait for this change jump. This section's basically an auto-scroller. And then once the change jump gets on the seesaw, you can just backflip over it, and then long jump over here so that you don't have to worry about it getting in your way. And afterwards, you have to wait even longer for the chain chomp to get over here. Once the chain chomp passes onto this blue platform, it's okay to hit the switch. Don't do it any earlier or later. The chain chomp will break. So here you can bounce off that. You can bounce off that Chompworks, and then you can just long jump over to where the star will be. Don't long jump too early, otherwise the chain chomp will hit you without fail. And then you would just grab the star. So, yeah, there's a lot to take in for that star, even though at first glance it might not look like it. So, again, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. I hope this tutorial helps you, and thank you for watching.